Back in the day when we were young, dreams were simple and elegant. I can remember being so excited to go to an indoor pool, or maybe on a family road trip, and hopefully, cross your fingers, get to go to Disney World someday. But with today's fast-paced technological lifestyle, it seems like some of these simple aspirations have slipped by the wayside. Well, it's nice to know that some things have not been forgotten. For example, I recently spoke with a friend of mine who hit me with a term I'd never heard, the family sport. It's not football, hockey, soccer, or basketball. It's pursuits the entire family can partake in together, like golf, skiing, and fishing. Today, on The Edge, James Lindner and Billy Rosner explored one of the most pristine areas of Minnesota, the Arrowhead region's Lake Vermilion. Watch as these two catch up on old times while wetting a line, setting a hook, and discussing the beauty of a family sport called fishing. Yes, today we're visiting Vermilion.
Beautiful walleye.
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride.
You know, over the course of a season, I get a chance to fish all over North America, but to tell you the truth, I'm probably on one of my favorite lakes in North America, and it's Lake Vermilion in northern Minnesota. I'm fishing with a longtime friend and guide who has actually guided on Lake Vermilion for over 20 years, and we're gonna look at sort of a unique perspective on Lake Vermilion. Billy Rosner has spent a lot of time on this water, and I can see why.
It is. It's such a diverse lake. It reminds me of a mini lake of the woods, and it's such a multi-species mega up here. I mean, you have, you know, the trophy muskies. I mean, it's crazy. The big Leech Lake strain, every time you throw it up here, you got a crack at a big 50. The walleye fishing, you know, it's probably getting to be one of the top walleye fisheries in the state. You know, if you want eating size fish, they're here. You want up to the big trophy size, the high 20s, big largemouth, big smallies, big pike, and the crappies too. There's some really beautiful crappies in this lake.
What are we fishing for today?
We're going after
we
some
don't know what we're gonna go.
walleyes.
Maybe a little muskies and maybe a walleyes.
Yep.
Might be smallmouth.
It might be a real mixed bag, mixed bag deal here
Let's
today.
get hit it. It's sort of a late season run on Lake Vermilion, one of the most beautiful lakes in Minnesota.
It is beautiful.
All right. There's one. Ooh.
In that?
A little bit better one, Mr. B. I don't know what species it is. Feels like a Waldo. A pretty good one, too. Ooh. Sort of a pleasant day to be out on the water.
Yeah. Nice little change.
Yeah. What size is he? There we go. Watch yourself. Oh, big bass.
Big bass.
Come here, buddy. Look at that guy.
Oh, that's a tub.
Hey, look at that. Ooh, gosh, look at that guy. Oh, look at that. You know what? That's one thing at this time of the year, everything starts feeding really pretty hard. Water temperature is pretty cool right now. A beautiful bass though. Look at that thing. Thing's really feeding up. See if we can get a whole bunch of these guys. You know, that's one thing that's sort of interesting at this time of the year, that you can get, you know, like just fishing this jigging rep, you'll catch a lot of different fish species on it. The water gets cold, you catch walleye, smallmouth bass, whitefish.
This segment has been brought to you by Donlinger Automotive, and they want to encourage you to drive safe on the road and on the water.
Time to hit the lake because it's ice fishing season. And Fleet Farm has everything you need from novice to expert to help you reel in the record catch. Because right now, it's 14 inches thick, no sweat season. Flag up season. Improve your odds season. Now that's a trophy season. And of course, catch your limit and eat it too season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm. Built for real life. Help your engine run smoother and last longer with Seafoam motor treatment. Seafoam works to clean, lubricate, and protect your entire fuel system. Seafoam is safe and easy to use. Just pour it in. Seafoam in your fuel tank helps to clean harmful residues from fuel injectors, intake valves, and chamber areas. Then works to lubricate upper cylinders to help reduce long-term engine wear. Make the proven choice. Seafoam is available everywhere automotive products are sold.
Hey, you just gotta visit Sunset Country.
You can't choose the weather, but you can choose to dress for it. Introducing BLACKFISH Performance Rain Gear. Utilizing patented eVent technology, this advanced membrane allows body heat and vapors to escape while offering 100% waterproof protection with an exceptional combination of waterproof and breathability ratings. BLACKFISH rain gear keeps you dry all day. Whether on the tournament trail or chasing weekend walleyes, choose BLACKFISH because you can't choose the weather.
This segment is brought to you by BLACKFISH Outdoor Apparel because you can't choose the weather.
Yeah, it's pike.
Get a hand grab them.
Yeah.
That's
Nice-
that time
nice
of year,
one.
you know, we don't know what we're going to catch out here, this cold water.
I was gonna say, at first when I first felt him wiggling, I said, that's a big walleye when I feel his head flopping. Got sort of really rolled around here. What do I got going here? Whoa, it's a nice fatty. And so you're talking about the diversity of this fishery. That's what's so cool about it. You know, I've spent a lot of time over the years up on this lake fishing for everything from the giant muskies, the walleyes, big smallmouth. Boy, real beautiful fish. We'll get her back in the water. Come here, buddy. There we go. Back to the depths. Oh, she's sort of pokey. Come here. There we go. Billy, if you had to point out, you know, what would be the real key things that really is responsible for the quality of the fishery that we have up on Lake Vermilion?
There are several groups that really work together hand in hand and keeping this fishery really healthy. The Minnesota DNR Fisheries out of Tower, they do an outstanding job. You got the Lake Vermilion Resort Association, the Lake Vermilion Lake Association. You have the Boys Fort Band of Chippewa and the guides. They all kind of work together as a team, and they just work so well together to make this just an outstanding fishery. It's really, really cool.
It's interesting you say that because so many people think that, well, these lakes just function by themselves. But the thing is, it's sort of interesting to me in the fact that, you know, smarter management philosophy, stocking programs, slot limits, everything that goes into it is really key to maintain these fisheries. You know, it really is. And this is a really unique one.
The walleye fishery up here, I mean, it's just awesome right now. I've been guiding up here a lot of years, and right now it's as good as I've seen it in the past 20 years. The way they're managing this, I mean, the slot now is 20 inches and under you can keep them. I mean, for a lot of years, they had no slot, then they went to the 17-inch, then they crept it up to 18, and now we're at 20 and under you can keep them, which is just awesome. I mean, that just spells out it's a healthy, healthy fishery.
You know, over the years, we filmed with Billy a lot, and actually there's a lot of really nice trophy-sized fish in here too. I know Al was up here, a couple of years ago, and he just smoked, you guys smoked the great big ones.
When Al and I were up here a couple of years ago, we got into that, you know, that jig and wrap biting those high 26s, 28s. I mean, it was just numbers of them. It's there's a lot of those big fish in here, Jimmy.
You know, this lake is really sort of an interesting body of water because of the way it's made up. It's got deep water basins, it's got shallow water basins, it's got big shallow water flats. It's got all the qualities or the attributes to grow fish, not only lots of fish, but big fish, because it's got the deep water for it, the shallow water, the perch, the shiners, the tulipies, the whitefish. It's got everything. That's why it's so good for so many varied fish species. I think I know what you got there.
I don't know.
Looks like another head shaker.
Another pikey?
Yeah, I think with the way it was looking at me, it was. Or wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
The best performing electric fillet knife for both fresh and saltwater anglers. With our trusted non-slip grip, the Bubba electric fillet knife provides the precision, control, and flex to fillet any size fish.
True to Lund's tradition of quality, craftsmanship, and innovation, Lund is reintroducing the 1650 Rebel XL at a special price. With the rugged stability of Lund's double-plated IPS hull and features like an aerated live well, rod lockers, Lund's Sport Track mounting system, and even includes a travel cover. The Lund 1650 Rebel XL. Exceptional quality at an incredible price. To find your nearest dealer or to get a free catalog, visit lundboats.com.
They sleep over there. Head this way to the job site. And the big ones take their lunch break right about now. The Solix series, with our most powerful innovations, from Mega Imaging Plus to Cross-Touch to Auto Chart Live on our largest screen ever. Fish might call it an invasion of privacy. You'll call it a busy day for your live well. Only from Humminbird.
Before Mercury introduced our newest engine, we tried 3,286 ways to destroy it. And now that it's passed our tests, it's ready for yours. Introducing the all-new Mercury V6 4-strokes. Light, quick, efficient. Mercury, go boldly.
Megafy your next Minn Kota motor with built-in Mega Down imaging and get the clearest Humminbird images from the best motors on the water.
The Edge is presented by these and other fine sponsors.
Sure is running like a pike. That
looks like a pretty nice sized fish. Nice, really nice pike there, Bubba. Nice one.
Oh yeah, that's a nice pike.
Getting bigger?
They're getting bigger.
Oh, there you go. Here. Come here. There you go.
Nice.
You're really turning into the snake master in the back of the boat.
Oh yeah.
Here.
At least the rod's bending, right?
No, I like that too. That's one thing at this time of the year. We're getting close to that old ice fishing. It's sort of.
It is. It's kind of been a real.
There's one.
You know, mixed bag so far.
Yeah.
A real pretty pike.
No, it's a big bass.
Big bass?
Yeah, I think it's a big bass.
Need the net?
Nope. I don't know what it is. Walleye.
Big walleye.
Nice walleye. There we go. Okay, let me slow down. Come here, buddy.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Oh,
look at that. He's out. How do you like that?
Pop
him out of the net. That's a beautiful fish. You know, right now we're up here and it's sort of late fall. But the thing is like what you were saying, I mean, you have so many unique opportunities throughout the course of a season. I like coming up here because I like fishing for really nice walleyes, but the other thing I like hunting up here, whopper muskies at this time of the year. And you go around out in the lake right now and you'll see a lot of guys throwing 2-pound bulldogs and trolling big crankbaits for the giant muskies, but it's a good time of the year to be up here, I know that. I'm really fishing the classic fall bait, a jig and a minnow, just a moon eye and a little chub. Water temperature is pretty cold right now, but the thing, when the water's cold, whopper time. It is for everything. Hopefully by the end of the day, we'll see some of the more of those whoppers. Another one. Better. This is a big one. I got a big one on here. There we go. Ooh, that's sort of interesting. Oh nope, it isn't a big one. It's just just a cookie cutter.
Just another
Whoop, there you go. Look at that guy. Right now we're fishing actually the edge of a deep weed line in here. It's probably 8 to 10 foot of water, and we're just casting light jigs along the edge of the weed line. And there's a number of different patterns that you can catch these fish at this time of the year out here. You know, you got everything from deep trolling. You could be vertical jigging, jigging wraps, and vertical jigging jigs out in deep water. Like you got some guys out on some points out here, and that's the way they're probably catching the fish. So there's a lot of different ways to catch fish at this time of the year. Right now the water temperature is pretty cold. It's actually 39 to 40 degrees, which at this time of the year is sort of unseasonably cool. But one thing that's really important when you get into any type of cold water conditions, no matter what species of fish you fish for, is the relative speed of your bait. And it's sort of interesting that how if you slow down enough, you can, what I'm saying is you could fish through a lot of fish and not catch them if you're fishing too fast. And it's as simple as, like right now we're throwing jigs, and to use like a 3/8 versus a 1/4 or an 1/8, those 1/4 and 1/8, you know, just lightening up those, so it really forces you to fish slower, can be really critical to catch fish.
There we go. Fish.
Got him? There you go.
Nice fish.
Ooh. My buddy's got one.
Glad to see. You know how to use a net too?
No, I'm actually a good net man.
No,
oh, it's a pike.
It's a pike.
Nice pike though.
Yeah, I'll hand grab him.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Relax. Need him here so he don't take my jig off.
What we're fishing is a weed line that's about 10 foot is where the weeds start, but you'll notice on my Helix here, what I have my depth highlights set at a 10-foot depth contour. And what we're doing is moving along. As you can see, I'm just sort of bouncing up. I'm right on the perimeter of the weeds right there. Those could be some perch or some walleyes actually. But what I'm doing is moving along really, really slowly right along the weed edge and just sort of picking it apart, casting right along that edge. What I'm doing is just sort of moving along and intermittently bumping in, hitting the weed edge and pulling back out again with the trolling motor. Here you can see I just hit the weed edge again. As you can see, I just hit the weed edge again, but as soon as I pull out to the right a little bit, the weeds clean up. And we're just sort of casting right along that edge, fishing these jigs and minnows really, really slow. When we hit a fish, what I'll do is I'll hit the spot lock feature, and then we'll really fan cast that little point or pocket wherever you catch a fish at, because generally there might be more in that little area. That could be one of our little buddies down there. Hopefully the guide in the back of the boat's gonna get him.
Oh, there's one.
You got another one?
Ooh.
What's that?
I don't know, maybe.
What's that?
Kind of a runner, might be a pike or a big walleye.
What?
It's a nice fish.
At Mercury, we ran our latest engine the equivalent of 4 times around the Earth at wide open throttle, so you can run around wide open too. Introducing the all-new Mercury V6 4-strokes. Light, quick, efficient. Mercury, go boldly.
Get action. Do things. Be sane. Don't fritter away your time. Create. Act. Take a place wherever you are and be somebody. Get action.
You want more angling edge? Well, our Facebook, YouTube, and website are constantly being updated. It's like overtime of your favorite show. Check out the store with the brand new apparel. And purchase 5 DVDs at the incredibly low price of $25. That's 5 DVDs for just 25 bucks. Place an order at anglingedge.com.
Bubba has designed a fillet knife for both fresh and saltwater anglers. With our trusted non-slip grip, the Bubba fillet knives provide the precision, control, and flex to fillet any size fish.
The Edge is presented by these and other fine sponsors.
Billy's starting to get hot in the back of the boat from your old guiding experience. He's not used to running the not running the boat.
Oh no, this is a treat being guided.
Yeah.
Another pike.
Another nice pike though.
Yeah. I can grab him. I'll just grab him, Jimmy.
Okay.
I think he's hooked this in the corner.
This one here, I think you're going to need a pair of pliers on this
Yeah,
rope.
he's got it.
What, do you want him in the net if you want your jig back?
Yeah, maybe you ought to.
What?
Maybe you ought to net him.
Yeah.
These aren't too bad eating either, James.
Those guys are probably some of my favorites. Actually, I like those guys better than the walleyes.
No, I hear you.
In our opinion, the northern pike is some of the best table fare that swims in fresh water. They do get a bad rap because of their skeletal structure, the dreaded Y bones. While filleting these fish can be easier than you think.
So here's a slick way to clean a northern pike boneless so that you avoid the Y bones in the fish. You'll end up getting 5 pieces of meat out of this fish when you're done. The first step is to take your knife and cut right behind the head, make a downward cut right to the backbone and stop. Then you go just behind or just in front of the dorsal fin and do the same thing. Make a straight cut down, hit the backbone and stop. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife, you're at the backbone, you're going to run this knife right along the top of the backbone, and you can hear it cutting through the tips of the Y bones. So now we have one fillet, which is this one. So now when you look at the back of the fish, you can see the Y bones, which run along here and right here. So now we'll take the fish, flip it on its side, and we're going to follow our same cuts. We're going to make a cut here, and we're going to make a cut here. And we're going to take our knife and we're going to run them on the top side of the Y bones. So you're cutting over the top of the row of Y bones with your knife. And then you're just going to fillet like you normally would on the side of the fish. You're going to go around the rib cage. We get to the bottom, and then we're going to cut off. We're going to cut off this. Oh man, I screwed that up. There we go. Cut that piece off. Now we've got the back section, which is the third piece. We're going to cut this. We're going to just follow the top of the fish right down the backbone, cut through like so. And there's your third piece of fillet. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side of the fish. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fillets. And I'll just fillet these off, or skin them. And then the last piece, which is a little trickier, you just got to cut down each side because of the curve of the back. Flatten it out, and there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now that you got your boneless pike fillets, we want to share with you a simple recipe that is probably one of the best finger foods you'll eat all year. I call it Big Jim's Fantastic Fish Fry. Step 1, cut fillets into finger-sized portions. Mix equal parts panko breadcrumbs and crushed cornflakes. Pat dry the fillets, roll in flour, Dip in egg wash, roll in breading, get oil above 360 degrees, fry for a minute or two on each side until golden brown. Here's the fun part, the dipping sauce. If you want to make your own, this is a dill recipe that'll knock your socks off. Mix equal parts sour cream and mayo. Add some fresh chopped dill, lemon juice, onion powder, garlic powder, and white pepper to taste. Stir vigorously and chill. If you want to get something off the shelf, try Western dressing. You'll be surprised how good it is. Add some salt to taste and make sure you got lots of fillets because this stuff goes quick.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Come here, buddy. Beautiful fish, though. Look at that guy there. And he caught him on about a classic as a fault presentation as you could ask for. Just a moon-eye jig and a minnow, vertical fishing. Beautiful walleye.
If you want to get in on some of this fantastic walleye action, or any of the gigantic crappie, largemouth, smallmouth, or muskies Lake Vermilion has to offer, look online at Lake Vermilion Resorts and they will get you pointed in the right direction.
Woo! Look at that thing! It's a monster!
Every year before I do my closes, I do an email around the office and talk to Dan and a few of the other guys I work with and say, is there anything you got on your heart? Dan bounced back and he says, yeah, there's a few things I'd like to share. Go, man.
So something that was kind of on my heart was, I guess if I had to put a title on it, it would be Don't Make False Promises. And this kind of goes back to my cousin Bethy came up with her son. This was a number of years ago, and he was just a little guy, and he loved fishing. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get you fishing tackle. We got mountains of it. I'll get you some. Year would go by, and it always sat in the back of my head, and I never ended up getting it to him. And then I'm like, oh, why didn't I do that? Oh, and then something would happen. Sure enough, a few years later, they came up again, and he was a little bit bigger, and I'm like, man, I felt so bad about that. And I said, I will get you that tackle. And I made a personal promise to myself not to make false promises, no matter what you're doing. If I tell my nieces and nephews I'm going to go build them a tree fort, I go build them a tree fort. You don't just leave that hanging out there. And that rolls over into work too. If I get marketing partners that are looking for a shot or something, I go do it right away because something else will always pile up and it gets put on the back burner and you don't get it done. And so there's probably some biblical message that applies to that type of thinking.
There always is,
yeah,
Dan,
right?
there always is. Here it is, James 5:12, titled Truthful Speech. Now above all, my brothers, do not swear either by heaven or by earth or with any other oath. Your yes must be yes, and your no must be no. I love it. It's that simple, like it always is.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us, Dano. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a good, safe fishing season. We'll see you on the water. You and I are going fishing this afternoon.
Yep.
Hey, I want to take a moment to thank you for watching. And if you really like what you see, we got a whole lot more. So check us out at any one of these online outlets. You know, in fishing, there are good days and there are great days. Time is just a wink from the Almighty. We plan, target, rig, and play the game like everyone else.